guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Amber's World. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad that you found me. I'm so glad that you're here. And if you're already part of the family, welcome back. So I am really excited for this next interview. This interview is really close to my heart. My cousin Justin, Jay, you know, he's just always been an inspiration to not just me, but to a lot of the members in my family. This interview that we had, this conversation that we had, it was just so dynamic and powerful. I feel like I know him a little bit more, and I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like I have a little bit more of an understanding of, you know, the things that he went through and what his mindset was. When, you know, from the outside looking in, I'm just thinking, look at my cousin Jay just killing it out here. But getting to understand, you know, what he was feeling and what he was thinking throughout the process, it's just, it was just wonderful. And then getting to catch up with him on top of all that, either way, he's just an incredible, amazing, smart, dynamic person, and I can't wait for you guys to get to know him. For those of you who already know Jay as well, I hope this also makes you happy. This made me happy. And yeah, I present to you guys my cousin, my wonderful cousin, Justin Washington. So tell the people, where are you from?
I'm from the D, Detroit, Michigan, born and raised, West Side, Rock City, Motown. Yeah, Detroit. That's where we're from.
Yes. And as a man who is proud from the D, could you tell us about your academic background?
Yeah, I guess I'll start from high school. Renaissance High School in Detroit, West Side of Detroit, best high school in the country, world. You know, if you want to go there, I'll go there. High school in the world. I went into University of Michigan as a computer science and engineering major in the fall of 2006. Graduated in winter 2010. So that's my academia background.
Okay, and so being a Michigan graduate, where has your education taken you as far as your career has gone? Because you have quite the resume, sir. And so I'm excited for the people to hear, you know, where your journey and your career has taken you.
Absolutely. It's taken me all over, from the most successful companies in the world to, you know, highly successful startups and small companies. I started my career after school, immediately after school at Apple in Cupertino, California, in the Bay. That was after doing 2 summer internships there, 2009, 2010. Started my career full time there in 2011. A couple of years there, left there, went to a company you may have heard of called Twitter. Was there for a couple years. That was 2013 to about mid 2014, so about a year and a half. And then I was recruited by Snapchat and moved from the Bay to LA to be at Snap. So I was there for 4 years. And since then, when I left in 2018, I've been involved in a few startups, some music and tech startups, a fintech startup, financial technology startup dealing with algorithmic savings and investing called Albert. The music startup I was at was called STEM Disintermedia. And I'm currently at a startup called Community. So if you've ever seen any celebrity or musician or artist giving out their phone number on social media, saying, yo, text me, or they have their phone number in their bio on Twitter or Instagram, they're probably using Community. And our premise is modeling intimacy at scale. So allowing these people with large followings and large swaths of followers on social media to get in touch with them directly via SMS and texting. So they're not limited to the algorithms of social media, putting out content, not knowing who's viewing it, not guaranteeing that their audience is going to view that content because, you know, they're dominated by the algorithms of the feed and all the other people that they're following. So trying to model that intimacy, but at scale to hundreds of thousands of followers and users. So yeah, I've been all over. I've been to working for mega corporations and to small companies that were less than 100 people that have taken off to I guess larger companies as well. So
wow. And so throughout, your career and even in your academic journey, did you have any mentors or anybody that you looked up to who kind of helped you, get through?
absolutely. So one of my first mentors was a guy who's actually the current Lieutenant Governor of Michigan, Garland Gilchrist. When I was a freshman at Michigan, he was a software engineer at Microsoft. And he came back to school, I think during a career fair, and he gave a tech talk, which essentially talking about his career and his journey. What's it like to work at Microsoft, the stuff that he's working on. And when I heard that, I was like, that's what I want to do. And we immediately built a relationship that spanned over 10 years now. He's a great guy. He's worked in tech, and he's now used his skills to, serve our communities, in politics. And he's been doing more than enough good work. And he was sort of my initial impetus for even pursuing not only the career, but just knowing what's possible. It was him talking about his experiences and connecting his academic background with, what that could be put to use to in real tangible products that serve, the benefits of people. And, that was he was my first kind of mentor in understanding, okay, this is something I can put my skills used to in a career. So.
Awesome. And
Yeah.
so, it's easy from the outside looking in to see somebody like you and, they see the degree, they see all the different companies that you worked for, the internships, and they think, oh, it must have been a piece of cake because he's smart, he's capable. And clearly, you and I both know that that's not the case. There's always a journey and a process. My question to you would be, were there any obstacles or were there any bumps in the road that, impacted you, that helped you get to where you are today? And, what were they?
Yeah, absolutely. Before I get into that, I want to shout out a couple other mentors.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a few, but Garland was that first kind of initial guy for me. And then in school, gentleman by the name of DeVaris Brown, D Brown, that's my guys from Chicago. But he helped me throughout my sophomore year through even to now, even today, we still talk about, career progression. Another good mentor of mine named Erin Teague. She's from the D. Went to Southfield High, went to Michigan, went to Harvard Business School. She's killing it right now at Google. She's a leader in tech and a Black woman, So there's been so many other people, but they've helped me along my academic career and also my career, just kind of navigating different jobs and struggles. But on the note of obstacles, yes, I mean, pick one. I remember after my freshman year, I got my very first internship at Microsoft. And after having that experience, I just thought that, I'm killing, I'm the man, like I'm about to be out here. Like I barely even need school. Like I'm already at the top, like what's good? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm ready to be out here. And the first humbling experience I had was coming back to school that sophomore year and re-interviewing to go back for the next summer, because you had to interview again to, repeat the internship process. And long story short, I didn't get it, so I was like, this doesn't compute with the way that I thought life should be. I had my internship experience and I had it early. So I had a very early taste of success that not a lot of people have at that stage in their academic careers, at least after my freshman year, So being exposed to all of that and meeting Bill Gates at his house, like it was just, being in Seattle for a summer, first time I spent that length of time away from, Detroit, meeting new friends and solving problems at the scale of a company like Microsoft, it was eye-opening and it rocked my world. And so to have that kind of setback happen, after I had set my identity already with that company, it was just like, man, all right. So now what I'm gonna do? To add insult to injury, after that my first semester sophomore year, I got a D plus in calculus 3 and a C minus in one of my computer science classes called discrete math. And if you get below a C, anything below a C in the engineering school is failing. So I failed 2 classes in one semester, and I got a rejection to go back to the company, one of the biggest and best technical companies at the time, even still today. They're
Wow.
so both of those things happened in the first semester of my sophomore year. So I'm like, all right, now I'm having just like, a crisis of identity, crisis of career choice. I'm like, am I even supposed to be doing this? Like, this is too hard. And, I was doing extracurricular stuff. I'm like, I'm not doing any of that stuff no more. Like, or just contemplating whether I should get out of the engineering school. Like, do I need to be in this major? Like, is it for me? A lot of my friends are going through that as well after their freshman year. You get through that, you declare a major, you get that first like obstacle or hit a wall moment, and you're like, should I even be doing this? So I guess for me, I was talking to counselors in the music school. Obviously I'm a musician and I'm a producer and songwriter and creative. I was thinking about transitioning there, but I had my other friends and counselors saying, no, like stick it through. Like so many people have been through what you've been through. It's not the end. That company isn't your identity, no matter what you may think. I'm like, no, I'm supposed to work at Microsoft. Like this is supposed to happen. And they're like, no, just keep staying on the path. Like you're doing fine. This is the first hiccup you've had. Just keep going. And, lo and behold, we'll probably talk about more details and some of the other obstacles, but I got another great internship that next summer, and I interned at Yahoo. Won a very successful company and was doing well at the time. It was a great resume booster. But that was the cycle throughout my academic career. I would have either probably up to the last semester of my junior year when I finally got my stride, which is more than halfway through my career, like I was struggling. I failed classes and I had to make up things and really gel to my friend group to have that support to get through. And wasn't until then until I felt like I hit my stride. But I would have tough academic careers, but that would be supplemented or complemented with a great internship, every summer. So I would have a great real world experience that would motivate me to keep going when the time got rough with my courses in school. So yes, so many, and even many after that in my professional career. But yeah, that's just the start.
What advice would you give to students who want to work in your field?
My advice is that it's possible. That may sound general, but I think that students that I've run into before just haven't even thought about this as a career, or you think about anything that's, popular among students of our community, right? You want to get out the hood, you got to be an athlete, or you got to be an entertainer, but there's so much more behind the scenes of, being out in front of cameras. You can build whole businesses, that are tangential to, these powerful figures, or I guess figures of notoriety, that people just don't, see and they're not exposed to. So when I talk to students, I'm always trying to expose them and let them know that one, you have someone that looks like you on the inside of these things. And these are the things that are possible, whether you write code or whether you do business development or sales or finance or marketing or design. There has to be a user interface and a user experience to the things that you're using. There are real designers that go and research and see, okay, what's the best way to build this? There's so many opportunities under this umbrella. So the first piece of advice is, it's possible. I guess the second piece of advice to all of that is, you're not alone. Along with the resources, there are people that look like you doing this well, and they're available and touchable and reachable to help you navigate through your academic career and your professional career if this is something that you decide to do.
It's this hashtag going around called Black Excellence. Hashtag Black Excellence, hashtag Black Excellence. And so my question to you is, what exactly does that mean for you? it doesn't have to necessarily mean be Black excellence, but what does excellence in general? Because obviously it takes a certain amount of it to work for these companies, to get chosen for these internships. So what does that mean to you? And when people say excellence?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. And it's funny because I can't remember who made this joke or who authored this joke, but I don't know if you heard of it, but somebody, I don't know if it's a meme or somebody famous said it, but you know, they're talking about Black excellence and they're like, man, like, why do we got to be excellent? Why can't we just be like normal? You know, like Black excellence is like, dang, I got to be excellent all the time. Like, sometimes I just want to chill and be like regular and mediocre, you know? And I vibe with that too, you know, like we want to be excellent, but like, you know, it's just like, there's a lot of pressure to be excellent. We tie excellence to, or we've been conditioned to tie excellence or associate excellence with wealth. You know, you look at Forbes lists, you know, you look at 30 under 30 lists, you know, all these things are conditioning us, I feel, at least either intentionally or unintentionally, to, you know, if that's the marker of success, you know, if I'm not on those lists, or if I haven't amassed this, if I'm not a millionaire, or if I'm not a billionaire or Black billionaire or whatever you want, you know, like, then I haven't made it, you know? And I think it's been very problematic, and I've fallen victim to a lot of that as well.
Yeah.
And I think that it stems from a lot of insecurity and lack of true identity, you know, that's plagued, you know, myself and many people in our community, you know, and you know, what I really think excellence is, you know, I guess on one point, facing your fears, you know, if you are if you are capable, you know, and you know, or I guess another way of saying that is besting yourself, do exploits, you know, you can be pioneer, you can be the first, you can be at the top of whatever it is, as long as the end goal of all of that is to serve, you know, other people. If you're just doing it for yourself, then, you know, that's not excellence, that's just conceit. That's not to say that anyone that succeeds in any other industry and is doing it, and that's not, you know, that's not excellence. That is excellence, you know. But I feel that in order for that to be true excellence, it has to be done with the end goal of serving others. So that's kind of my take on it.
That's awesome. Awesome. And so last question, and you know, it is Black History Month. That's the reason for this series. Right. I would like to know, right, what do you want to see more of in the Black community?
A sense of awareness of where we come from, and with recent political happenings, a heightened sense of education on how our government works. You know, election turnout, you know, was historic amongst our community, you know, this time around. I hope that continues, you know, that we don't make this a every 4 years thing, that we plug ourselves into grassroots community building, not just for political reasons, but for our own, you know, building and self-service, you know, motivations. I think it's been, with the pandemic, you know, I hope that our community doesn't have a selfish mindset. You know, we are really in it together, you know, even as humans, but especially in the Black community. I want us to really understand how much we need each other, and how we can't just be out here flossing, you know. That's a class of people. I'm not saying that everybody's like that, but
yeah,
a renewed sense of community. You know, I think tragedy has a way of pressing that up against us, you know, to say like, whoa, like, I can't do this on my own, you know. I'm really relying on first responders, you know, or the Postmates driver, or, you know, whoever, this small business in my community, you know, or this community who's, you know, disproportionately affected by lack of services because of what's going on. All of those things, I think, has been beautiful to see amongst Black people in recent years, that I would love to see more of. I'd love to see us in addition to that, like I talked about, looking at, I guess more opportunities for wealth generation, in our communities. That can seem a little, I guess, surface, and people say all the time, like, oh yeah, we got to build our own, we got to do this, we got to, but I don't want to sound like LLC Twitter, as the kids say, but I at least want us to just understand that we don't have to be just consumers. We can be creators, and we need each other at the molecular level, at the organizational level, start to push and make see the changes that we actually want to see. So those things I've seen that I really liked, and I hope that can continue amongst us, in addition to swagging and permeating culture and influencing everything that moves and breathes, when it comes to the arts. That's always beautiful, and I love to see us continue pushing the envelope with that as well. So
one thing that I do for all my interviews, I always close out with, are you ready? The rapid fire round.
All right, rapid fire round. I've been waiting all my life to be a part of these because I've seen these done in interviews. So let's do it. I'm ready.
Smash Burger or In-N-Out?
So we does In-N-Out. I remember when my first internship in 2008 in California, when I was working at Yahoo. It was the first time I had In-N-Out, and some friends were like, come on, we gotta get some In-N-Out. And I'm like, swag, like I ain't about to try this burger. Ate it, been hooked ever since. It's the most excellent basic burger and fries you'll ever get ever. So I'm team In-N-Out all the way.
Would you rather go to Kenya, or would you rather go to Napoli?
Italy's been on our bucket list in general. So Napoli probably, and in addition to that, Florence, Rome, where else in Italy? A few other cities are on our bucket list. Because I've been to Africa twice already, been to Ghana and South Africa. If I had to choose between those two, like, yeah, we're doing Italy. I'm doing Italy.
Jay, thank you so much. This has been more than just an interview. This has been the sit down, the TED Talk, the tea session. This has really fed my soul. Just thank you. I am internally grateful for this.
I got you, Am. Of course, no problem.